Last time on Constant Chronicle Bad Egg. After defeating some very territorial apes, our party found the nearby Ratfolk tent village set aflame by arsonists from the Darling Metropolis. So most helped douse the flames before returning to the city, where they paid the butcher to process their ape meat, then returned to the Temple of Urgathoa to purchase drugs and make a plan, and eventually decided to head deep underground, with some Ratfolk assistance in search of an alleged serpent god dwelling beneath the city. And now, Constant Chronicle Bad Egg continues.
I'm going to murder more of these things with a flame fist.
So it's like, hold on the rope and swing your fist around.
That's 22.
That's a hit.
8 damage plus 5 fire damage. My second attack is 18.
A reflex save on that one. I got a 19 reflex, so I think that's enough to take half off of you.
11 damage, and then we'll do another d6 fire damage, which is 5 again.
Bats. One roll reflex save. Fail, you will take 8 damage. If you succeed, you will take 4.
I have 16. So can we just start climbing down instead of dealing with this?
But you're at the bottom of the rope. To climb any further down, you have to let go of the rope. Is the problem.
Does anyone else have more rope?
Yeah, rope.
Well, let me check my inventory to see if I have any more. I know I had on.
Now remember, if you don't have hands free, you can't go digging through your bag looking for rope, so...
Yeah, no.
You know what? I have rope.
You are the one at the bottom of the rope right now, too.
Yeah. Can I take my turn to tie my rope to the end of the rope?
If Iggy will let you do that real quick, that's fine.
Yeah, that's all right here. Cool. Alright, I tie the rope.
How much rope do you have?
250 for the rope.
Alright, this will be the tying the first one on, then. Roll me a survival check to tie your rope onto the rope.
17.
Pretty good knot. Think on that and start climbing down and signal everybody else to climb down with you if you want.
I'm going to climb down as fast as I can in a method that could be construed as running away.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to attack, and then I'm going to move down. 14 for a touch attack.
That's a miss, unfortunately. It zaps and they move out of the way. It's some rocks behind you, some crumpling. But as long as everyone's moving right now, which I assume everyone will start climbing down. If everyone starts moving, that shouldn't be a problem. That'll be everyone's move right now for their turns, for the time being. At least the next 3 turns if you're climbing down. So 1 turn climbing down for everyone starting right now.
Climbing.
Anything besides climbing?
No, full climb.
Probably wise. It's probably not good to be distracted while you climb.
I will also climb.
Rain, same thing, I assume.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get down.
Climb. Which brings us back to bats. Everyone do a reflex save. I rolled really low that time. I rolled a 2. If you succeed, you take 1. If you fail, you take 2.
18. 14.
10. 24.
You guys keep climbing down rapidly. You get to the bottom of this rope. You guys are now 200 feet down to this hole, dangling. Bats still swarming all around you.
So, I've got dark vision for 60 feet. Do I do a perception check to see if there's an exit? Got a 19.
Bats to the left of you, bats to the right of you, bats all around you. Wall of bats.
Right.
Can't even see the stone, except for when they move out of the way when you guys fire at them and stuff. Other than that, you can't even see the walls or beneath you. Although, now that you guys are further down the rope, you do hear some sloshing in the water below, but that's all.
If you don't have more rope, then I will take your clothes.
I'll hand down the rope I have. I just have the regular adventurer's kit rope.
Yeah, another 50-foot of rope to tie on there.
Yeah, can I still do an attack while we're here? 12. Yeah, that'll be a miss.
Miss, yeah, but it does part the bats for a second and zaps into some rock.
Yeah.
Rock falls into the water. So you'll hear a crash and a splash.
Nothing does work for mining.
Finally! And with that blast, was I able to tell possibly how far down the water is from us?
It flashed and lit up that area, but it's still kind of hard to tell. It's another 100 feet below you, probably. It's dark. It's black water, and there's bats back, above it.
Well, now we know that there's water below us.
I would like to make a magical taffy trap where it stretches elastically and see if I can slow rope my way down with some stickiness in an entangling trap.
A goopy drop you can dangle from, a booger.
Yeah, exactly. A goopy drop. That is the perfect description.
Yeah, but you're using it in sort of a non-standard way, so I have no problem thinking you could set off the trap. I just want to know, I need a skill for you to climb down the goo, I guess. Maybe that's still just a climb check, maybe.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Alright, so you're sliding down it, and you can see the tension, it's sticking to your hand, so it's hard for you to climb up and down, and the tension is pulling, so it might snap if anyone heavier than you got on it. So it's okay for you to dangle down really quick, but if any of your allies try to climb on it, it would probably break.
Okay, do I see the bottom?
Perception check.
I got a 19.
How far is your dark vision? 60 feet?
Yes.
No, you just see bats down there below. But you will definitely also hear splashing around in the water, like a slushing noise. A low slough.
Then I would like to shout, river bats, water bats.
Shout that up to Vic, whose turn it is.
Hey, water bats, fuck. Okay, so
So climb down the rope more.
You can keep climbing down. So you get down to you can get down to just above where Iggy is. I don't know where you are in the rotation of line of people on the rope.
The second up until Goon climbed down over everybody. So I think I'm at the top of the rope.
So you're kind of stuck where you are now at the bottom of this rope.
Come on, putting up more rope. I know you have rope.
Somebody, please.
Rope me. You feel like you've got another 100 feet to go. You got 2 more 50 feet rope.
My survival kit, so you got another 50 feet.
Roll me a survival check to tie that on.
Rope.
You do that, then you can climb down. You probably want to tie it above your sticky goo onto the real rope. But you roll me that survival check, and then you guys will be only 50 feet away from the water's dropping into the water.
I have some rope, probably. I have 150 feet of rope.
Just wait till it's too late and then mention it. Oh, guys, I got too much rope here. So, I mean, if you want to donate some rope to this cause, you guys can, keep dangling down.
Dangle it.
Donate the rope. We are a commune. We share this rope.
If Vic will agree to that, I'll allow it.
Yes, I will pass down 3 lengths of rope.
All right, you tie at least one of those on there, Goon.
Yes.
You guys keep
I got it.
climbing down towards the water. As you guys are climbing, we got Lilith. Your turn as you're climbing down.
There's not much else I can do besides just try swinging at these bats one more time. That's going to be a 22.
Hit.
11 damage, and then I will continue to move down the rope as, with everyone else in line.
I'm going to move and then attack him and move. And say, I missed, just move down. That's all.
Then bats attack you guys, a reflex save. I rolled a 7, so 7 if you fail. We'll say 3 if you succeed. I'll be nice, round down on that one.
19.
Natural 20.
8.
Yeah.
17.
As you guys are getting bit out of the water, lunges a giant sea snake,
Oh!
biting at whoever's on the bottom of the rope, which is Goon. I only got a 16 at you, though, Goon. Lunges up. Does it just nip at your heels there, or is that a hit?
That was a miss.
Rushed up against your boot.
So, I'm going to shriek and yell dragon.
Panic mode.
I don't even know if I want to move up or down right now. I'm about to die. Just shoot some lightning off. Those are the best.
Into the water.
I'll do a perception check to see if there's anything. 12.
I mean, there's still a lot of bats all around you, in your face and stuff, so that's most of what you'll see. You'll definitely, hear Goon yelling dragon and see, movement beneath you. So you didn't see the dragon, what it looked like or anything? Or whatever it was, you didn't see what it looked like?
Well, I guess I'm going to try to shoot. There's bats everywhere, so I'm going to try to shoot down towards the water and maybe try to hit 2 dragons with one stone. Got a 19.
That'll hit whatever you hit on the way down.
7 damage.
That definitely parts a swarm beneath you, at least for a second, so you might catch a glimpse of what was beneath you there. Only
Perception?
Yeah, especially with the flash of light, maybe you got a little glimpse of it.
A 14.
Blue with yellow stripes, writhing aquatic
Dragon?
beast.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can only see that it's scaly, and you can only it's like seeing part of a Loch Ness monster. You just see one bit of it. You saw blue and yellow scales.
As a swift, can I try to address it in Sylvan?
Just yell something in Sylvan, sure. In what type of animal language, though?
Okay, I'll try to talk like a snake.
Talk like a snake?
Hello, great one.
Maybe diplomacy with that, I guess, since you are speaking its language. And all you're really doing is just hissing really loud.
Hey.
You hiss really loud, but maybe it's all the bats around you. Maybe you can't hear what you're saying. Doesn't come across, possibly. Maybe because its ears are underwater. Who knows? Whatever it was, that did no good.
Except it's just too bad in snake. Well, I'm going to do the reverse of my previous trick. I'm going to climb up everyone know.
Roll me a climb check.
I got 17.
Oh, that'll put you at least one person up. So you climbed up one person above you, whoever that was next in line above you. I think it might have been Rain or Greg. So you go up one person. You're but you're climbing up their bodies.
Fuck. So there's no way to climb down.
You can drop into the water. It seems like it's only about 50 feet now.
But there's this big ass sea monster.
Yeah.
But I can't even see it.
Nah, you heard that guy yell.
So, fuck. I don't really know what to do here. So I'm gonna just hold my position.
I will shout out in Draconic. I will say, calm yourself, Great One. You come bearing gifts.
You can roll diplomacy if you like.
That's 16.
Friendly enough. After Lilith comes Rain.
I'm going to move back up the rope.
You start climbing. Is there anyone above you?
There's a bunch of people over there.
So you're going to climb over them or just try to spur them on?
And
Alright, so you start climbing over people also. Take a hint from Goon.
and I'm going to punch. I'm going to let them try to do diplomacy. I'm going to try to keep the bats.
Alright, you keep swinging at bats.
Can I finish off my turn and just let go of the rope and just drop?
Lilith starts to drop. Free falling.
Noble suicide. We will sing your eulogy, sir.
23 attack.
Good one. Oh.
That is nothing bad.
A lot of the bats have started to scatter since that giant creature started jumping out of the water. After rain goes, you guys still have to do a reflex save for the bats nearby you. It's either 5 is full damage, 3 is half. So if you beat it, take 3. If you don't, take 5.
What's the number we have to beat again?
15.
I'm out. Down.
So you get knocked unconscious and fall off a rope.
Yeah.
Reflex save to grab.
You can roll reflex save to grab a falling Iggy. I'll let you grab Iggy with that, and you're really strong, so that's not a problem for you to grab him and hold him like a bag. You got Iggy like a grocery bag in your hand.
I look at one of his fingers come to
The giant sea serpent lunges out of the water again. This time, not at you guys, it eats a big mouthful of the bats and splashes back down in the water.
Well, first, I'm going to declare that this snake-based security system has gone way too far, and I'm going to full climb.
Book it in as fast as your little arms and legs will carry you. Stepping on faces, shoulders, whatever it takes to get up.
I got a 19.
You're climbing good. That'll get you above another person.
I'm gonna climb down cautiously.
Alright, down instead of up. Vic the Brave, into danger.
Danger!
Lilith is still free-falling. It's this turn that you'll hit the water there, Lilith. Roll me a reflex save. It's either going to be 4 damage or 2 damage.
I got a 12.
So 4 damage just from the fall and hitting the water.
I would like to beseech Sea Snake again. Connor can be like, my friends and I have been seeking you. Diplomacy. That's going to be 19.
The sea snake screeches and starts swimming towards you.
Shit, I'm trying to wake up the guy in my here.
Iggy?
I got a potion of light healing in my palm.
Yeah, I'm going to grab his potion.
So you're going to dig around in his pack, hoping there's something in there. Now, you're holding him with one hand, and you're holding the rope with the other hand. What hand are you using to dig around in his pack? Do you have a third hand that I'm unaware of, I guess is my question.
I can go over his shoulder. I'm a little guy.
That's true, he can't.
You even said you're doing that, though. That's all I just say that, if that's what you're doing. So he's just balancing precarious on your shoulder while you're rummaging through his pack?
You want me to do a roll for that or something?
Roll me a dexterity saving throw. Just your dex bonus.
Natural 20.
Alright, I won't let you drop him. You can rummage through his pack and pull out a potion.
Grab that potion and I close his mouth because I figured that the only person who can fucking speak this damn thing's language is the dude who is also going to the snake. And I figured that's the only way to inhale we're getting out. So I'm fucking feeding it the potion.
Yeah, you've somehow bottle feed this potion to this unconscious Iggy. I will say you probably dropped the bottle. You can probably lose a glass bottle on this one if that's okay.
Alright, 1 hit point.
Oh, you took like a sip and then you see some of it spilling out of it as it falls. Is that not enough to bring you back awake?
Yeah,
It is?
I'm at 1.
So Iggy takes a big gasp of breath. Of course, after rain comes my bats. I rolled a 5, so if you succeed, we'll say it's 2 this time. If you fail, it's
So can I
5.
do, if I succeed, can I take full damage and protect the rat? Is that kind of like...
If you don't roll a save and just take full damage, I'll let you be a meat shield for Iggy. If you just take the 5 damage, I'll allow that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Alright, you can take 5 damage for Iggy. Everyone else roll your save. Except Iggy, of course, because yours has been taken.
No, not me. I'm in the water.
Yeah, you're in the water, you're good too. You've only got to worry about this giant snake that's going to try and eat you. After the bats comes the snake, which is swimming very rapidly towards Lilith. Gonna swim towards you and try to bite you, Lilith.
But that was so nice.
It doesn't speak Draconic though, so... I got a 22 versus your AC.
That'll hit.
It's 26 damage.
That will put me... Ooh. I'm not dead, but I am very much unconscious. I am close to death.
Alright, you need to do a fortitude save for the poison that got you also.
Got a 10.
Alright, so you're also going to take 2 dex and 2 con damage in the time being from the poison as it bites down on your body. So you guys will see that Lilith's in this thing's mouth now.
Oh, shit.
So I'm gonna have a fucking hero point or an anti-hero point that can stop all this fucking thing.
Got a hero point.
A hero point, talk to this snake.
Yeah, you need to succeed on this.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna solve it snake-ish. Like, we came down here to help you, oh great one. With a hero point. Unnatural 20.
The offering that has been given already will much suffice.
How do you roll a 300?
Okay. Like, what if I told you there's a whole city of people ready for you right now that you could eat? 1 million people. What's one measly person when you could be eating 1,000?
Diplomacy.
I got a 3. I got a 5.
Hero point.
Yeah, hero point. Can I re-roll with the hero point?
You can roll the hero point if you haven't used your hero point yet.
Got a 5 on that one, so 7.
Plus 8, so 15. Still not great. This snack here is quite pleasing. Maybe I take it back to my lair until you come back with more.
But I'd be like, we need this one to help us and everyone else. We can't do this without her. She's our leader.
Diplomacy.
I really hate that I'm doing all the diplo. This is not my strength. Natural 1.
Oh, it seems like the snake doesn't like this deal. If you come back with an offering of equal or greater measure, I will release them. You have 24 hours to return with more food.
Yeah, I mean, totally. Oh, great one. What's your name, by the way, so we can address you properly?
They call me Gabo.
All right. Thank you, oh, great Gabo. We'll be back as soon as possible with more than one person's worth of meat.
It swims away with your friend, dragging them on through the water, down this cavern somewhere dark and far away you can't see. Everyone has climbed out of the hole. Not looking great, feeling great, or smelling great, but you're out of that hole where the bats were. Some bats have flown through the hole, like followed you guys, but they've flown up. They're not attacking you, and there's more space up here. There's still a bunch more bats below you.
Brain is visibly pissed.
They're probably a little injured.
Like, wow.
Note to self: invent bat repellent.
That's right up there with shark repellent.
Just writes fuck bats on the chalkboard.
Vic passes out generous rations of cocaine and says, "All right, let's hustle up and get this done. We have to see if they do this."
Snorts it up like a quick.
Raise everybody's spirits. Roll me maybe a diplomacy with this cocaine bump.
Roll 16 total to diplomatize.
Alright, everyone that does a bump with Vic Von Claude, you're not going to be able to sleep to recover for a while because you're doing cocaine, but I will let you have one... Focaine, but I will let you have one temporary HP.
I guess we'll just have to leave the sleeping part until later.
No, we need to hustle.
This will keep you going for now.
Like bloodshot eyes.
We need to hustle. Lilith would probably not do this for anyone, but that's fine. Maybe after this she would, and that is good enough for us to earn. So let's take it into high gear, boys.
Maybe Lilith wouldn't just do something for you out of the goodness of their heart, but if you do something for Lilith like this, Lilith will owe you one, and then you'll at least get one good favor out of Lilith.
Perhaps the favor can be letting me give her a back massage.
Rash.
It writes on the chalkboard, let's feed some fucking rats to that fucking snake.
The other option is we could go topside and see if we can grab some followers from the Ergothon Temple. There's always like someone's trying to die up there all the time.
We just need to pay a bunch of these rat folk to follow us and then just kick them down into the battle.
Works for me.
Giant thumbs up for Brain.
You'll find indigent rat folk.
Yeah,
Lots
let's
of
go.
them.
Well, first thing I do is get out of here. First part's easy because it was like a spiral walkway out of this city area upward. You guys can find that again pretty easily. The place where there's like scat lyrics and stuff on the wall, where it's still poop dripping and stuff, so you're still getting poop dripped on your already poop-covered clothes.
It's okay, we talk crap anyway.
Once you guys get to that part, is the part you have to swim through the poop divide again. A 30-foot like pool of shit water. Done it before, but you gotta do it again, so give me a swim check just to get across it without really drowning or something. You just have to not fail.
24.
Rain, you get across real quick, no problem.
Sorry, I'm eating some crispy chips. Yeah, so I'm gonna do an acro. Have that air sweep, so my jump is gonna go twice as far.
You get that Mario double jump.
And so I got a 24 to get across.
Alright, so you're still going to land in the poop water some, but just like the last 5 feet, so it won't even roll a swim, you just kind of like reach for the edge after that, but you do still land in it.
I got a 16.
You're not as graceful, you're little tiny limbs and stuff, you're splashing poop water everywhere, but you still make it across. You and that 17 both, make it, just not beautifully. Now you've got to climb a 10-foot wall. It's not a pretty easy climb. Everyone's got to roll a climb check above 10, so just don't fail a climb check, pretty much. But it's poopy, slippery, poopy wall.
13.
You can do it.
I'm gonna acro again.
So just jump up there, bounce off the wall.
We got 27.
You're up there, no problem. That's a good jump. You're way up there.
Damn, he's dead.
I got a natural 1.
Uh-oh. Goon slips and falls back down. So you fall prone there. Roll 1d6 of damage there on yourself, Goon, in case you see how high up you got before you fell.
I did 1 damage. But what is the wall made of?
Stone?
Can I dig handholds with my pickaxe?
With a pickaxe you could, yeah. Let's roll me a strength check, let's say above 12.
13.
And you can make little finger holds with your pickaxe just above where your next reach is, and then go for another one. 3 little holes is enough for you to get up there?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, you do that. You can get up there as well. And then there's like a sewage waterfall you guys have to go through, but you've walked through before. You'll do it again, I'm sure. Through chambers full of snakes and stuff. Before you had a rat folk with you showing you like where to step and how to avoid the snakes. This time you guys need to roll a handle animal or stealth to avoid angering the snakes as you pass through. You have to be at 15 of either one, but not anger the snakes. They're mostly gentle snakes. You passed them before. They don't seem to attack unless you step on them, bother them. But this is just so you guys don't fuck. You could also maybe roll acrobatics or something if you want to just like jump around them. I would allow that also if that's a higher number for you.
Yeah, I'll jump.
Could I climb the wall?
I could allow climb 2 if you wanted to just climb up to... Yeah, if you just want to climb the wall and stay off the ground, I would allow climb 2. That's a good workaround.
21.
So you just don't let your feet touch the ground. You just climb around the snakes.
I got an 18 sneak.
Yeah, you step through them stealthily. Fine, you just walk through it, but don't bother them. But of course, you one with the legless dragons. You do not fear them, they do not fear you.
15 acrobatics for Vic.
I mean, just barely good enough, but you don't bother. You jump from hole to hole where there aren't that many snakes. So you're just like prancing around, not getting bit. Not everybody?
I got
Oh.
23 acro.
23. Oh yeah, good acro, amazing acro, of course. You lightning jump and air blow yourself over the snakes just fine. You guys make it through snake territory and here in the pits. Back to a sewer drain that lets you back into the actual sewer, instead of this part that's more of like an outlet where the sewer just drains into. Back into something that's more formally the sewer, but it's a broken gate. You guys have already broken the gate, so you don't have to do anything except walk back into the sewer now. You just have to navigate with a knowledge dungeoneering or knowledge history.
Yeah, 22 knowledge history.
Okay, you can remember your way around the sewer with a 22, that's fine. It wasn't too much, go this way, go that way, walk through some sewer. It wasn't very confusing, and it's all still familiar to you, and you're all folked up on your Focane. So you can get out of the sewer area into the subway area. So there'll be trains passing in some of this. It's a more heavily trafficked area just by the trains, off ramps and platforms to train stations, stuff like that if you can find them. So that'll be another history or dungeoneering to find them.
16 history. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know, above a 20 is what we need.
A non-natural 20 on Dungeoneering.
Goon can take the lead on this one to get you guys through the subway with only one train encounter. So I just need everyone to roll one reflex save to dodge a train, and then you guys can get out of the train area. You've only got to beat a 15, and you either take 1 damage or 0. If you beat 15, you take 0. If you don't, just take 1. But that'll either get you onto a platform, or it'll get you into the tunnel back to rat territory.
Rat territory.
I did not dodge the train. I have 1 hit point, but I had the 1 temporary. Can I use the temporary hit point? Alright.
Yeah, that works out just fine. Barely make it past the trains. Now you're in the rat hole again, the rat folk hole. The rat folk hole is, of course, rat folk size, so those of you larger than rat folk, or larger, is of course going to have to get on all fours and crawl and be crowded in this area. At least it's dirt and not poop like the area you just came from, but you are still covered in poop, and now you're just crawling through like mud and dirt and rock. Unless you're small enough, in which case you can, move through this area pretty easily. One path that leads just into the tent village, but you guys will crawl through that for a while, because it's a long one, and re-emerge in a tent in the middle of this ratfolk village. But you are in ratfolk territory now. Lots of ratfolk around, living their little ratfolk lives, repairing their tent city, eating wharf dogs and fish fritters, going to work, coming back home and spending time with their families. And here you guys are, a bunch of non-ratfolk emerging into their village.
Rain is visibly seething.
You guys would probably draw more attention to yourself if you weren't covered in shit, but since you are, I mean, they notice you because a lot of you are larger guys.
Is there a chieftain? Is there a center of governance?
Rat folk seem to respect their elders, but have no form of government. From what you were here last time, you kind of hung out with the rat folk family. You get that they have ideas about politics, but their ideas about politics are mostly involved with the Darling Metropolis, and they aren't allowed to participate, really. I mean, if it's your tent, you probably make the rules, and if you're the oldest person in the tent, you're probably in charge of that tent. But outside of that, communal laws, if someone offends the community, it's up to the community to do something about it, but there isn't a form of government, really.
I'd like to find the oldest looking rat folk around them.
Gray whiskered fellow, roll me a perception or knowledge local, I guess.
I got 25 knowledge local.
They don't live to be very old. A lot of the ones in this area seem to be around 10 years old is the average age. But you can find one older than 10, one closer to 20s or 30s.
Hey there, elder rat folk. What do you do with your troublemakers?
No one around here makes trouble. We look out for each other.
Nobody at all makes any trouble.
No one makes trouble for us. In the city, it's rough there, but here we look out for each other. That's probably why we're so tight-knit here. We got it so hard over there. Why would you be a dick out here?
Very admirable. This has really helped me right now, but thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Scurry back off to my people and say, okay, how are we going to convince some of these morons to follow us?
Yeah, we took a whole family out to dinner, and by I mean you, right?
I remember that.
Yeah, we do know some people. I mean, I do feel a little. I mean, this is me outside of character. I feel a little bad. People like, hey, let's get this family and kill them after we had a nice dinner with them.
Right.
You could very easily find the family that had the elder and that you guys went and had fish fritters with. That'd be no problem. They had a bunch of kids. I feel like Vic Von Claude learned all their names.
Yeah. Clive, Terry.
I mean, there are rat folks abound. They don't live very long, but they do mate very often and have large families. So there's a very large, young population of rat folk and, a handful of elder rat folk around.
Oh, and a bunch of them probably go up to the surface and work during the day, leaving their kids unattended, so that's awful.
Yeah, there's some latchkey kids going on, surely, hanging out in their tents alone. And then go get some lonely tent kids.
Perhaps we could go up top, see if they have any rat folk troublemakers, and then just ingratiate ourselves a little bit with the city there. Maybe we can make it up there and back in time. It's a long way.
Ray,
Rain puts a drawing of a rat, and then plus rat folk plus gold, and then it points down to a cave. Like he points in a cave.
We can't pay for rat folk pussy. It's not gonna get us anywhere. I mean, I like where your head's at. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, how much would you have to offer a team of spelunkers to actually go down to that hole? Because chances are they probably know that something's down there.
Yeah, Ray gives him a thumbs up for that.
I mean, a lot of the rat folk are pretty poor and destitute. They work for low wages in the Dawn Metropolis, so it probably wouldn't take very much money to tempt them to work for you instead, especially some of the younger rat folk who would love to find a quick and easy way out of having to work really hard their whole lives.
Thumbs up.
I'm in.
Like a knowledge, local, or perception, find some young folks, and give me a diplomacy to convince them, and an offering of how much money you're willing to pay them.
How many children equals 160 pounds worth of rat folk?
I mean, with rat folk, it's probably 3 or 4.
Better bring double that just in case.
Bring extra. Because the snake wanted an offering, so if you can come back with more, the more likely that you are to please them.
We want
Especially with the weight of Lilith's armor. I do not expect a snake to be very forgiving or understanding of bipedal fashion choice like that. So, yeah, perhaps 10 or...
As many as you can afford.
Rain writes 20.
Maybe there's some layabouts around town, some lazy kids you can find that aren't doing anything during the day. Yeah, I think with that kind of perception, you could probably find some group like that. No problem. There's lots of rat folk around, but you can find some young looking rat folk that aren't doing anything. You guys want to proposition them?
Dick steps forward and says, 100 gold for a few hours of work. All you have to do is follow us.
100 gold each.
Digging. Half up front, half when the job's finished. Tell your friends, we need 15.
Yeah, roll me a diplomacy.
Maybe natural 20.
I'll say with a natural 20, you can get 20 rat folk teens ready to come with you. All 10 or 11 years old. Ready to do some easy work for 50 gold. That's a bunch of money for 1 day's work. They can buy so much cool stuff with that.
So, I do a reverse pipe piper.
Bring the rats into town. They're like surprised you know about the sneaky hole, but you are covered in shit, so maybe you are like their people, you know. Whatevs. You guys reach the subway. I need another history or dungeoneering to find your way back through the subway again.
Unnatural 20 history.
You just did it, so no trouble there. I still need 1 reflex save to avoid 1 train. This is a trickier one. 6 if you don't beat 15, 3 if you do.
So I'm dead either way.
Like dead or unconscious?
No, I'm knocked out.
Your rat folk all fail it too. Little beat up, bruised teenage rat boys now. Trying to get past this train. Everyone gets a little slapped by the train.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong?
You guys dance with the train and the train won. That sounds like for at least some of you. Once the train passes, whoever is still awake and not hurt can drag everyone out of the way. And because of that really good roll that Vic had, that's the only train you have to deal with. So you guys will be dragged now into a sewer area away from harm.
I will force feed Iggy a potion.
I have 1 HP.
You're still up. You're
Pass
just
him
looking
one of
rough.
my last potions.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, did he pass me 1 as well? Or?
Yeah.
Minus 4 now.
I now have 8 HP.
So you're up.
And he's
Iggy,
even more pissed.
you're still down, but not as bad, right? But you're still unconscious?
I'm unconscious, yeah.
Well, you're at -4? Alright, so unless you have another potion, you're going to have to either drag Iggy with you or wait a little bit for him to wake up.
Can I get carried by the rat folk? And
Well, I'll
Yeah.
just carry you.
It's totally possible.
Yeah,
Anyone could carry you. It's just something that has to happen if you are passed out.
yeah, can I consider resting?
You can consider resting as long as someone's carrying you. That's fine. Okay, so you guys have made it through the subway into the sewer. I need either another history or dungeoneering to make your way through the sewer back and down to the rat folk area again. So just something to find your way through the sewer and not get lost. But
Maintain knowledge of history.
not bad. You won't get lost with that, but it might just take you a while. If no one beats a 20, it'll just be a longer walk than before.
Yeah, I only got 11.
Alright, so it'll just take you guys a while. It'll be a little more confusing. It is kind of dark. Not all of you have dark vision. You are carrying someone. You are leading a bunch of young rat folk with you. So it just takes a little bit longer than before, but you guys can make your way through the sewer, all covered in, poopy water and such. Through the broken gate. Now there's a 10-foot drop through a poop waterfall down into some poopy water. If you guys want to just drop down into that, that's fine. Drop into water so you don't take any damage, because it negates the damage you would take from a 10-foot drop. It's just, jumping into poop water. You guys do all that, you're fine. Walk through the poop waterfall. You have to make it past the snakes again.
I can take Iggy and 1 rat folk and then come back for more.
So you're going to have to roll a higher climb check. Let's say with you carrying Iggy, you have to beat a 20 climb to not step on the snakes. Everyone else has to beat a 15.
20
Then you do it. Everyone else has to beat a 15 to get across. Well, it sounds like a reasonable skill. I'll allow it.
17 stealth.
You make it again, of course. Just tiptoeing through the snake lips.
I got an 8, so that's not going to be enough, is it?
No, that means you're going to get attacked by a snake through snake territory.
I hate snakes.
So that means you have to roll for initiative for a snake swarm.
Snow? Swarm! Swarm!
No, swarm.
Okay, I got 7.
My initiative is an 18.
Yeah, that definitely goes before me.
So you just have to roll a reflex save, of course, because it's a swarm.
Got a 19 reflex save.
So you'll take 2 damage instead of 4. Luckily for you, this is a non-poisonous swarm right now, so it's just the bite damage.
Ow, I hate that.
And of course, you can continue engaging with this group of snakes or escaping. You don't have to continue battling these snakes if you don't want to, but you can. It's just a small swarm of snakes, it's just so you know.
Yeah, no, I would like to run away.
You can flee, just tell me how you get away, that's all. What kind of roll you want to do.
Yeah, acrobatics.
Yeah, you can jump out of there after you get bit.
Got a 19 acrobatics.
That'll jump you out of there.
Fantastic for a dude who's 7'2" and 400 pounds.
Yeah, you do a real high jump. You get bit by a snake, so it's a good reason to jump really high.
Yeah, I hate snakes.
And now you guys are the part where you have to swim through the dookie pool again. Roll me a diplomacy to convince these rat folk to go any further. They've, it's been a long trek already. It was $50 is a bunch of money. They've got 50 gold, but it's pretty treacherous down here. Why should they keep going? Give me a motivational talk here.
Vic shakes a big bag of money, says, the rest of this is yours, provided that the job is finished. While swimming through this shit pool.
What's the job exactly?
Excavation.
Digging. We gotta go dig. That's all you need from us.
Lots of digging, yep.
That's sort of a bluff check, so give me a bluff on that, and then we'll go on if that's successful.
Rain gives a really creepy smile.
That's 24 bluff for, that's just digging.
Roll my sense motive here, but I feel like you're gonna be fine. Ooh. I rolled a 21 sense motive. That's still too low, though, right? They might be a little suspicious, but they still trust you, I guess. You guys keep going, swimming to the place where there's... now you're taken to the piece of Ratfolk history where there's, like, old Ratfolk scat lyrics on the wall and stuff like that. Poop dripping down through the muck. Now a circular, slick walkway leading down to the old Ratfolk village. So now you're showing them a piece of history some of them have never seen. They're young Ratfolk. They never been down here before. Well, this part they're actually pretty impressed with. After all that first half of the journey they didn't like, this part's actually pretty cool. Look at all this cool stuff down here.
Yeah, it's great. Architectural history and stuff.
Should we camp for the night?
No.
There are a bunch of tiny old Ratfolk houses. They're in ruins, but they are a place you could possibly take cover for shelter for a few hours if you need to.
Good rest for the night, but we'd have to double time it in the morning or evening or whenever we wake
Who knows what time what time of day it is, but yes. It's about half your time now. Do you want to take a short rest? You guys could do 4 or 6 hours, something like that. Even 8 really maybe get away with it, but I would say maybe 4 or 6 is safer if you guys want to try that. Still plus con, of course. Yeah, Iggy, you get the time that you've already been traveling, sleeping as well, which will be, we'll say, as a D4 plus con.
4.
Still 4 more than you used to have.
I'm at 5 hit points. Alright.
So you're awake again. So at this point, that's 8 hours later, so that's 19 hours. You guys have about 5 hours to save Lilith. But you guys are pretty close to where the snake pit is at this point. All you have to do is go down a hole. You guys are in the Ratfolk village, you just have to find the hole you dug and go and climb down some rope and get attacked by bats and stuff and attract the sea serpent. Within an hour or so, you should be able to attract the sea serpent, you think.
Let's let the rats go down the rope first. Of course. And what's from there?
Maybe give me a diplomacy or intimidate to convince them to go first.
Why don't we have them climb down the rope and then jerk the rope so they fall off?
Are you writing that on a chalkboard where everyone can see it?
It's with the guys in the house. I assume we're not resting to take the rat folk themselves.
You guys, you assume you guys have taken separate residence, is what you're saying. I'll allow that. You guys can be in a separate little Ratfolk and have your own secret moving plans if you want. I'm not against it. That seems reasonable.
And I'm not even been talking about it.
Yeah, you're not talking out loud. You're writing it. So yeah, I could buy that for anyone, at least for anyone that has dark vision that can see it. And as long as you have dark vision to write it.
I'll have my fire out.
All right, so you'll light a torch then.
Wipe that off as soon as possible, as soon as I see it, though.
Oh yeah, he would write it off.
You guys wiped it off. Like I said, now I just need a diplomacy or intimidate to get your Ratfolk to go in front of you.
I think Vic would be the man behind the plan, as usual.
They could take him over to the new hole if you want, the hole you guys have already dug to show you some previous excavation you've done, and the rope that's attached there, and give them some instruction and some motivation for why they should go down first.
Vic strides up to the rats and say, "It's your lucky day. It's actually a holy day in my religion, where I have to double the wages of all workers. So it's 100 gold for getting down gritty with the excavation down this hole here."
It's a holy day.
Holy day. They cheer.
Is that bluff check?
Yeah, of course you are lying, so yes.
23 to bluff.
Oh, great bluff. I rolled sense motive, though, just in case. I rolled a 13, so they all believe you. Why would you lie about a religious holiday? That's Seems petty and weird.
Nobody's ever done that.
Especially not in relation to work. So the rat folk will be motivated to go down for this extra gold reward you are promising. They'll head down the rope ahead of you guys, climb down. I believe it was like a 200-foot long rope. So they'll climb down below you. Does anyone else climb down, or do you just like let them climb down alone?
Initially alone, because we're just gonna drop them in the water and that should summon the snake. And this way, they also don't immediately get destroyed by the bats.
It's true, because when they start climbing down, they will start getting attacked by bats, and you'll hear them protesting about that. Ah, bats!
Yeah, and then
You'll say, climb down faster, and they'll try to climb down faster as they get attacked.
And then I'll just jerk the rope and then boop.
Alright, so you're just shaking the rope, not cutting it? How are you trying to get them off the rope? I mean, you're a pretty big guy, but that's a bunch of rat folks. I think even though you're a pretty strong guy, 20 teenage rat folks is like, 20 child-sized humans. It might be a little tough for you to jostle a rope full of rat folk kids.
Okay.
I think cutting is the only guaranteed way to get them to drop, or like climbing down above them and like forcing them off, maybe. Something like that. I think you shaking the ropes is going to cause like a couple, maybe some waves on the rope, but not enough to make anybody fall off. So how do we make them
Ray
fall
looks
off?
at the rest of Ray puts his hands up like, what do you do? He's like, pulls out a knife and then holds it like out like a question mark.
Always buy more reels?
Oh, we should have probably have a different rope though as well. All right, then we have to climb down after them and then just kick them all off the rope.
I could slide down the rope just on top of them, and I'm pretty sure just sliding down the rope would knock everybody off.
You're a big guy. You could one by one. I might make you like one by one shove them off. That could be a thing we could do. You'd have to go through 20 rats and one at a time go down and push one at a time off with like a combat maneuver or something. If you want to do that.
I don't mind doing that. He writes that that's cool with him, just like pushing them.
You guys want Rain to go shove people?
Or I could blast down the rope. I mean, I could do 120 feet with gathered power. Just kind of zip, 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 straight down for a while, but...
Lightning bolt them?
Just shove them. I mean, it's fun for him anyhow.
Yeah.
So what Rain's gonna do is he's gonna slide down the rope, but he's gonna use it like the firefighter, like on belay. But he's just gonna slide down the rope with each individual person. And he's going down, and I guess it'll function as a shove.
Or the CMD is 16, so beat a CMB of 16 each time. And if you don't, then I might get something to counter you and throw you in there.
20.
Well, that's one in. 19 more times.
13. Fuck.
All right, so the second one does not go off the rope, is going to try and counter and toss you in. I got an 18 plus 3, 21 versus your CMD.
Equal.
Then I need you to do a reflex save above 18 or fall.
24.
You just barely hold on. It was definitely like a, oh, you almost fell, I almost fell situation. Now you get another chance to shove this rat again.
Let's do it. Alright, 26.
That shoves the rat. But because of the delay from the fight, the rat below you sees what's going on, is going to try to climb over you. I rolled a high enough climb check that he's now climbed above you. You can, of course, still grab him and throw him with the CMB. He's just above you instead of below you now.
Yeah.
Can I shoot him?
Yeah, you guys can join in the fight if you like.
I'd love to shoot this guy.
If you miss, you could hit the rope or Rain.
I only rolled a 10.
That is a miss. And I'll say since it wasn't a really bad miss, it won't hit Rain, but will hit the rope. So it'll singe the rope.
Rain looks up at you angrily. Sorry.
Yeah, just above you guys, the rope is singed a bit and now weaker at the point just above Rain.
Let's throw the
It's not threadbare yet, but definitely with this many rat folk and Rain on it, a strain on the weight now that it has been zapped in that spot.
Fucking A.
Yeah, Rain, it's your turn. Do you want to climb above? You can use your turn to climb above it and still probably grab the guy above it. Probably the smartest move here. Or you can stay below
I'll
it.
tell you what I'm gonna do. The way this is going, I'm gonna climb above it. Climb above that guy where the rope is singed. And I'm just gonna cut it.
I'll let you do that, and that'll drop the 19 below you. There'll still be, like I said, 30, 40 foot of rope you guys still have. That'll leave like a 160 foot drop. 19 of the rat folk will fall down. There's one rat folk above you. You've used your turn to cut the rope, so he'll continue going upward. Iggy, do you want to try and zap that one that's still above Rain?
Yeah, I love that. We'll do a point like shot again. Natural 20.
Okay, you get him this time.
There we go.
So 10 damage.
We'll say it does like the cartoon thing, where it's a rat folk guy, but now his hair's all black, and he's got like a smoke coming off the top bit of his fur. Yeah, you burned him pretty good, but he's barely holding on, but he's still holding on. Rain, you're still on the rope now there with him, so you can grab him and toss him off if you like, or whatever else you'd like to do with him.
You know what? I'm just gonna punch him in the face. 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit a rat folk on a rope.
And 10 damage.
That's gonna be enough to knock him unconscious and make him fall off the rope anyway. Splash. That, accompanied with the splash of the 19 rat folk falling off the rope, will attract the swoosh of the sea serpent as you release Rain hanging on the 40 foot of rope, and the group looks down from you from above. The sea serpent approaches and sees all these rat folk panic swimming in the water. It's gonna eat all but a small number. It'll keep a small number in its mouth and swim away.
I'm gonna wave at I'm gonna wave at Ignatius and just be like, and I'll point at the snake. Fucking talk to it.
Cool, yeah, I'll yell in Sylvan extra hissy. Like, oh, great combo! We have brought your offering!
He'll hiss back with a mouthful of rat folk, so it'll be kind of mumbled and hard to understand, but still hissy. Follow me, your friends this way.
Okay. Any chance you can help us down?
I'm more of a water creature. It seems kind of like your problem.
Yeah, I get that. I respect that. Could we do a perception check to see if there's any way down besides what we've been looking at?
Yeah.
I have dark vision, if that helps.
You can do that.
I have a torch in my mouth.
I got a 15.
15 plus with a torch in Rain's mouth. You could try to climb down the walls if you could reach the wall from here. You could just maybe swing your rope and do an acrobatics off the rope to get to a wall and climb down the wall. If you guys had feather fall or some other way to slow your fall into the water. I mean, it's water, not hard ground, so at least it won't do as much damage as falling into the hard ground, but you probably will take some damage falling into it unprotected, unless you can slow your fall or climb down slower or have some way to add more rope or something to dangle down from closer to the water.
Rain points at Ignatius and then points at his backpack. Points at Ignatius and then points at his backpack.
Ignatius's backpack or your backpack?
Points to the wall. His backpack. My backpack. My backpack.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll hop in a backpack. I would literally weigh, I think I weighed like 45 pounds.
That's literally nothing to Rain. Somebody said we're about Goon and Vic. And that's if you can jump from the rope to the wall, I guess, also. But that's only one of you has to do the jump now. It's one less person has to do acrobatics, so... Vic and Goon?
Goon, take to my shoulder like a spider monkey.
Oh, where's your monkey?
Person.
I do exactly that.
The first time you've sat on someone's shoulder, I'm sure.
No, not the first time at all.
Probably not going to be the last time either.
You'll hold on tight to whatever you can grab up there, a collar or something, I'm sure. But you're still, of course, you haven't climbed the rope yet. Rain and Iggy are down there now, and you probably want to do this one at a time, that way you can get like a really good swing and jump. I just need at least an acrobatics from you while you swing off the rope to get to the wall. It's gonna have to be higher than a 20, I'm gonna warn you.
Really?
You just said a number lower than 20, didn't you?
I did. I totally did. But wait a second.
You can hero point it, you can do something else, but if not, you're not gonna make it.
I know, but could it be like this? I hit the rock, like I miss my jump and I fall further.
Yeah, you'll still get the wall sooner or later, but you're just gonna fall further before you hit it, so you're gonna take some damage from it instead of no damage, that's all.
That's what I'm...
Yeah, you still won't go all the way down to the water, I'll allow that. The arc is just longer, the arc of your fall.
Yeah, and do you want me to like do a climb check to like hold on to
Yeah, you do a climb check to hold on. You might take 7 damage from the fall, but you do a climb check to like grab the wall, and you probably slide down some too, so even grabbing the wall will be part of the damage. But you will need a climb to grab on and climb down.
20.
That's good enough to grab on and climb down. We'll let Vic and Goon catch up now. Vic and Goon, how do you want to get down to where they're at? Same method, different method?
Same method.
Alright, get on the rope, start swinging. Roll me an acrobatics to leap to the wall. You gotta beat a 20.
22.
You actually make it. Much more graceful than Rain, apparently, somehow. You flying squirrelet or something? Who knows?
Well, you're not winning.
You took diving lessons. It's probably something from your upper class upbringing or something, right? You just know how. You took acrobatics classes because you were interested as a teen, something like that. But yeah, you leap over to the wall without taking any of the fall damage. Only a climb damage to grab on. As long as that's successful, you won't take any fall damage. If you fail, you still might take some fall damage. But if you succeed, you can grab on there and just take a slow climb from that point.
17.
That's good enough. Rain will reach the bottom before you because he fell, and falling is faster than climbing. So he'll be down either waiting for you at the water's edge or jumping in the water and waiting in the water. That's up to him, but probably waiting at the water's edge, I would assume. But then you can catch up to him, of course. You're climbing a little slower. But you get down there with Goon on your shoulder. You can all rejoin forces there at the edge of the water. You're a little bit farther off now, so you have to swim a bit to, catch up with that snake who can swim way faster than you, but you see which direction it's swimming. Those of you with dark vision. Rain, you're carrying a torch still in your mouth somehow. Amazing feat. I'm sure if this wasn't D&D, I would make this this would be way harder to do, but we're going to allow it because I can imagine that your character can do that. It's so amazing. How your teeth strength.
And like no fear response from a flame in front of his face.
Yeah, it gets closer and closer to your face the longer you hold it. If you get in the water, you do risk putting it out, of course. Splashing around and such, so trying to hold it above water is going to be risky. So maybe account for that once you guys jump in the water. Go ahead and cover for your people that can't see in the dark if that does happen. Otherwise, swim after the sea serpent, which can swim much faster than you, but you can see which direction it's going. This underground lake, you guys are at the edge of it on one side, so just swim the direction it's going, and you can think you can follow it for right now at least. It doesn't get too far ahead. Just tell me how you follow it and how you just make sure you don't lose anybody, I guess, is the main thing.
Swimming.
That's swim checks for, and like I said, if you still want to carry your lighter folks, that's fine. The two big guys can put small guys on your back and swim for the group. But if either one of you or both of you don't have dark vision and the torch goes out, which we're going to roll for, if you're not tied together or something, you might get separated or lost or lose your way. So be ready for that.
Could I give Ignatius the torch to hold above us?
while we're saying.
That's smart.
I have dark vision, so I could probably point you where you want to go.
But you having this torch so he can see while he swims is also probably smart.
Yeah.
And if you're on his back, you can hold it, and it's less likely to get wet as long as nothing crazy happens.
Gotcha.
Big brain plays out here.
I'm cool with that. And Goon, you want to ride Vic like a boat?
Absolutely.
All right.
Pursuant to that, I would like to cast enlarge person on myself.
Oh, you a big boat. And you guys swim towards the sea serpent, which swims much faster than you, so you're going to have a hard time keeping up, of course. It's going to keep getting farther and farther away from you, but it's pretty large, so you can see it moving. You guys can see which direction it goes. You guys swim after it for a while. Meanwhile, Lilith has been resting in a cavern in a sea serpent's lair. It's a small cave, a dry patch of land that's above the water, but then surrounded by water all around. You have to go underwater to get out of it. You are in what looks like a sea serpent's nest. It's cold, it's dark, it's dank. You are there. There are some sea serpent hatchlings nearby your area. Like, there are 2 rock islands in this area. There's sea serpents on one small rock island away from you, and they obviously haven't learned to swim yet. They're very young. And you are on a smaller island by yourself, 10 feet around of rock surface for you to walk around. Not much room. But you have had, at this point, it's going to have to be at least 10 hours of sleep plus con. So D10 plus con for Lilith to see if you wake up at that point in time to see all this as the group approacheth.
And now that's a whopping 5 hit points, so I'm still down by 5.
Serpent will arrive first, having already eaten some rat folk and carrying a couple in its mouth. It will deposit the rat folk on the island with its sea serpent children, who will immediately devour them, and then it will coil up on that island waiting for the rest of the party to arrive. Swimming, you'll be exhausted from the swim. It's been a long swim. You will want to sleep for exhaustion purposes very soon if you were swimming. So our 2 big guys reach this little cavern area, which is the sea serpent's lair. Your friend is there, passed out. Per your trade, the snake will hiss that you've met your bargain. Your friend is free to go. You have shown that you honor and respect the great Gabo. Your offering is accepted. You know, your friend's there, basically. Take your shit and go, says the great Gabo.
I motioned to Ignatius to...
I would like to speak up to the Great Gabo.
Please.
Oh, Great Gabo, is there anything that small bipedal creatures might find useful amongst your nest? Things that one so magnanimous and magnificent and one-legged or no-legged, depending on the definition, as yourself would not really need.
You say this all in common, of course.
Can I translate?
Oh yeah, you have a translator here. Iggy will translate what you say it in common. Iggy translates immediately in Sylvan, hissing it all out in the snake language that you're familiar with, which is
Bowing deferentially.
yeah, which at least roughly most snake languages are pretty similar, so it's at least roughly understandable by Gabo. There's not much down here. Most things have been lost through time. Gabo barely keeps enough to eat, feeding itself mostly on bats and whatever gets lost down here in the sewers. It's from the sewers above that falls down. Gabo has a meager existence down here. There once was a snake god lauded with treasures, is rumored, below Great Gabo's lair, but Gabo has no use for these treasures. Wealth means nothing to Gabo. Gabo needs to eat.
Well, if we find any meat down there, and lots of it, we know who to talk to, huh?
Trust me, there is no meat down there. I've searched. These waters are barren. I am trapped here.
Trapped here. Well, what if we fix that?
The Great Gabo would love to escape. Great Gabo and its serpent family has been trapped in this cavern for many generations. Would love to escape either to the ocean or to the Folk's Bowl, where the snakes came from originally. The snakes used to travel through this area to mate, but due to some cave-ins, this Great Gabo and his relatives are trapped down here. So there are very few of them left trapped in these caves. They have very little to eat. Get them out of here, they'd be in your debt.
I say to Ignatius, don't translate this, but okay, maybe let me reverse my earlier decision of fuck snakes.
I mean,
Snakes could be...
you would of course need Ignatius to translate everything the snake said back to you as well, but I'm sure that's happened.
I do that.
Yeah. Rain writes, I was going to ask you guys, should we tell him we can help him escape to get on, he has to assault the city, get more food that way, deal it, winner.
All the food he can
Win-win.
eat.
Yeah, all the
he
food
can eat all day.
and escape.
It's all up there.
You guys could help him escape to the city too. That would just mean helping him escape upward, which just would mean flooding the down below so he can go up.
Oh, that seems easy.
Well, do you guys want to maybe see if we can go check out the lair with all the riches first? I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas of spitballing. If you can show us the entrance to there.
I mean, that's underwater, so you guys would have to be able to go underwater. Can you guys hold your breath for a long time underwater? I guess is the first question.
I know I can.
Nope.
Well, unless you want to get inside of Gobbo's belly and ride down there inside of Gobbo, then that's not really something you guys could see. You couldn't see it from
Wait,
inside of
Gobbo?
Gobbo's belly anyway.
Let's say Gabo can yellow submarine us right down there. Let's go.
Theoretically, it's possible, but it's not a good idea.
Well, yeah. So all we gotta do is bust some water up down here, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah, we could
Create a bunch of water, and create enough. You also have to create enough big holes for the sea serpent to get through in all the different layers. So you need to blow a hole large enough to get into the rat folk area that's just above you, then blow a hole to get into the sewer, then blow a hole to get into the subway, and then blow a hole to get into the city. It seemed at least big enough for the serpent to fit through.
Right, convince rat folks to mine tunnels out for Gabo to get into city to eat snake people. Delicious irony.
That will not do. We need to introduce them to their new god. I feel that a trap that releases a giant snake sounds like what would be my masterpiece.
You guys want to spend some time planning this here down this deep, dark snake cave. The snake, is well fed and doesn't want to bother you since you guys have appeased it. You guys can make this plan out here and let Lilith rest long enough to wake up and then move on from here, or you can carry Lilith away from here. I guess then you have to figure out how you do that. It might be more difficult.
Can we rest? Well, maybe Goon with Gabo. They talk about the weak points, like where would be the best spots.
I'm not sure Gobbo knows, and I don't think Goon can talk without you there to translate. I mean, right now the weakest point above Gobbo is the hole you guys have already made. It's just not big enough for Gobbo yet. At least as far as Gobbo knows about. He could show you the places on the same level as Gobbo out to Folk's Bowl or out to the ocean that have caved in because of stuff that has happened in previous generations. Because he knows about those places. Because sometimes younger sea serpents can still pass through them, but adult sea serpents can't. So he can show you those, and those are very weak places. But you have to go underwater to find them and stuff like that. But going up, you guys would just have to make your own way and then raise the water high enough to go through those points. But yeah, you guys can sit down here and think about that and plan that. And Goon can do some calculations. Goon's seen this, how this is made out, so he can think about it. You guys can rest. What do you guys need? 8-10 hours, you think, there, Lilith, before you're healed up again?
I mean, we can try for, I need 5 more hit points, so we can try for 5 hours.
Let's try a D8 plus con. I mean, it's all the same. D8 plus con, that's probably hopefully enough to make it. I don't know what your con total is, but anybody else that wants to sleep during that time can. You guys can.
Yeah, I got 8, so I'm back at 3 hit points.
You're awake then? You can be awake? You're on a tiny little rock slice of island in this cave, away from it and its serpent babies. You can fill Lilith in of what's happened and what you're scheming about. And Goon, you can show any drawings and calculations you've already made on how much water you would need to somehow pump into these caverns to raise it up to city level and all that, and what size holes you need to make for Gobbo to fit through, all that, anything you might have figured out mathematically, and with your dungeoneering skills, if you want to roll that to know exactly how well you've done.
I got a 14 for dungeoneering.
It's what you're doing down here by torchlight, based on stuff you've seen with your eyes, no actual measurements and stuff. It's speculative, at best, but it's some ideas. You've got some ideas of how you can either open tunnels from either the ocean or Folk's Bay to get more water down here. Maybe if there's heavy rains, or if you have some other way to pump water down here, you've got some ideas about what size Gobbo is now from being down here looking at Gobbo, at least eyeballing it. So you have a general eyeball idea of how big of a hole you need for Gobbo to get through. You have an idea of what that would take now. You guys have heard rumors of the rat folk having access to dynamite in the past, so it's not like you guys can't get explosives if you need to.
I think that probably could do either of the options for freeing Gobbo, but we're going to need more equipment and more people, and probably a lot of explosives for either one.
Ray writes down enlist, and then he draws a rat person, more gold. And then there's a pickaxe as well.
Give the rats golden pickaxes? Are you crazy?
First of all, I'd like to say
It gives you a thumbs up.
thank you guys for coming to my rescue and sacrificing so many rat folk. Earthoa would be very pleased. But yeah, let's just flood it up high enough so we can hang out in the poop water for a little bit, and then we'll figure out where to go from there.
Well, I figured we'd run it out to the surface all at once so that we can use the rat folks rebellion kind of way as well. Recruit them to kill the snakes with the other snakes.
Yeah.
With the giant cat.
Also, think about the crashing of the economy of this silly place.
I hate this place.
All so glorious.
I'm always on board to fuck shit up, so you guys just let me know what you want to do. I definitely, I'm rather injured at the moment, so I'm just going to kind of limp along behind you guys and support you in any way I can.
Moral support.
Everything I've heard so far is unquestionably the morally and ethically correct actions.
Ooh, let's do something different then.
Well, you have to understand, morally incorrect for Goon means probably immoral and incorrect, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, he gives you also a thumbs up. This is, of course, the right thing to do.
Meanwhile, your Focane supplies are getting low, and you guys are deep underground in a snake's lair, and who knows how long the snake will stay satisfied with the food you've given it.
Maybe try to Diplo it, bringing some treasure up to us.
You're nuts to do that.
Maybe do a perception check to see. Clearly, there's probably been a lot of things that have fallen down here. There should be a fair amount of like flotsam and jetsam. Maybe there's some rope laying around or something.
Mostly
You have the rats with all the money that it's going to ship the rats out. We take the money back.
I don't care about the money to dig through snake shit for it.
I will. Have you met this guy?
I mean,
It was only 1,000.
it did also drag the rope that you guys had with it, and that it did not devour. That's floating nearby. So someone's got to swim to go grab it, but it's floating nearby if you guys want to go save your 160 foot of rope. Which some of it's like tied together. It's more than one piece of rope, but it equals 160 feet. Oh yeah, Rain can go grab it. That's fine.
Yeah.
You'll bring back a bunch of rope. You can either keep it as your own one big rope or separate it back into smaller ropes for everyone if you like, or whatever you want to do.
Keep it for now.
Should we
use it probably a long ways ago?
look for some other spoils while we're down here? I mean, this is a serpent's nest. There should be some bits laying
Sense
around.
magic?
You can sense magic. I mean, this place has been abandoned for a long time. This snake eats very little besides rats. There hasn't been many folk down here for a long time, but there are some skeletons from long ago when there were rat folk down here, and among them there is a magic item. The snakes have no use for things like this, so if you want to swim over there and find out what it is, it's on this island with the serpent babies, so you might have to contend with some serpent babies who can't understand you as well as the adult serpent can as far as language-wise, and are hungry and they can't swim, so they can't get in the water. But if you go over to their island, they might try to bite you. But over there are some skeletons over there that have something magical on them if someone wants to try to go get it.
Do you have any food to distract them?
All I have is fruits.
My
They-
word.
They recently have eaten some rat folk, so maybe they're not too hungry. Hope for the best. But like kittens, baby serpents are playful.
Iggy, I'll swim over there with you and back you up if
I mean,
you go on.
how far is the jump? Did I jump it?
If you could jump 20 to 30 feet, you might be able to make it, or at least make it really close.
Because you got that double, the rat, yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
If nothing else, you can land really close and like pop up into it. That's fine.
You will get people if you go over there.
Oh, I got a 14, but it's double that. So
24 or 28. You're like within 2 feet, so you're like right at the edge. You're gonna get your dip in the water still, but you're right there at the edge. You can come right out with your little special jump. They're immediately gonna notice you, so let's roll for initiative with these baby snakes. Baby snakes.
I got a 13.
I got a 20 not natural. Looks like the serpents come at you. There are 6 little baby serpents. Now, I say baby, they're giant sea serpents. There are 6 of them, and they're the size of, I was like German shepherds, like a big dog. So, but for you, a little guy, it's still big for you. And they're rowdy. They might not be hungry, but like I said, they are playful. So they might not bite you and stuff. They're gonna try to tumble at you. I'm gonna roll a bunch of them. Just give me some ups or downs. I got a 20 versus your AC.
To hit? Oh, that ties actually. I got a +2 underground.
So you get a reflex save on that one.
I got a unnatural 20.
Instead of 5 damage, you will take 3 from just one slamming into you. They're not biting you, they're just like tumbling into you. Uncle Iggy's here! Uncle Iggy's here! They just want to play. The next one I got a miss. That's only an 8. I'm sure that's a miss. I got another 8. That's 3 of the 6. Another 8. It's 4 of the 6. I got an 18 versus your AC.
That's a miss.
Miss right now. One more. I got a 9. So besides the one that bumped into you, not so bad. But they're all like all around you right now. So sort of surrounding you, and one's bumped into you. It's like you talk like their mommy does, and you seem fun.
Yeah.
They don't get many visitors, so
I'm like, all right, kiddos, we're having a good time, but just give old Uncle Iggy a little time right now to look over this island. I really appreciate it. Maybe I'll show you how to be electric eels one day, and I'll show him the crack.
Zap, zap. Yeah, you can give me a diplomacy, a handle animal, or intimidate. Any one of those.
But I want to do it with a smile on, because that's the only one I have.
Oh, Uncle Izzy's mean and they don't like it. So now they're gonna be like fussy. So now it's gonna take some physical force to get past them if you want to move past them, or they're gonna hit you probably. So
Can
that's
I
where
dive into the water and swim over there to distract them, perhaps?
you can start swimming now. Maybe you roll diplomacy, intimidate, or handle an animal to distract them while you're swimming to like yell something out to get their attention away from Iggy.
I'd like to send Jean-Guy on Lilith.
As long as Lilith's cool with a monkey on her back, that's fine.
That's fine by me. I'll do a handle animal, I suppose.
Hold up a squeaky toy and squeak it a couple times, whatever it takes.
Got a 17 handle animal to try to soothe them, coerce them, and maybe draw them towards me.
That will distract the majority of them, especially the ones closest to the water looking your way. So the majority of them are now distracted, looking towards Lilith swimming this way, making noise. There's only 2 of them for you to get past now, Iggy.
Can I roll perception first to see the item?
Of course. You still have your detect magic on to feel the
I
area.
don't have I don't have it.
Oh, okay.
I don't have it.
All right,
Yeah.
so you're just looking with your eyeballs.
But I did get a 21.
There's some digested bodies nearby. Most of the stuff on them is, degraded, deteriorated, except, of course, fine jewelry and things, or weapons, things like that. So there's some items lying around. Knowing which one is magical or what is magical is a mystery to you, but you could grab any one of them. A necklace, a dagger, a guy wearing boots that for some reason didn't deteriorate in the animal's stomach, and a shield.
Can I acro over and see what I can load up?
And can I get up onto the island to help out as well?
I got a 13 for my acro.
Alright, it's not going to be enough to get past them, unfortunately. So you're going to get 2 attacks. I got a 20 not natural versus your AC.
That matches.
Matches are you reflex save for half then. It's either 6 or 3.
I got a natural 20 on the.
Alright, so
on the reflex.
I will say because you got a natural 20, 0. You can totally dodge it.
Oh, sick. Thank you.
And the other one misses you, so you can get by them jumping towards one of these items. I'll let you pick which one. As Lilith, I'll let you climb up onto shore now. Which there'll be 6 little sea serpents in front of you now, between you and Iggy. We'll probably mess with both of you, but just right now, you're on one side, he's on the other side. They're in between the two of you.
I'm just gonna load up on this stuff.
Yeah, for this turn, you can only grab one item, so just pick which one item
I'll
this turn.
start with the boots.
Snag some boot. Alright, you go grab some boot off some skeleton feet.
New boot good.
Wiggle them off the ankle and stuff like that. Alright, Lilith, you're up on the shore. There are 6 of these serpent doggies in front of you.
Apparently they aren't comfortable getting into the water yet, so I'm going to hop back in the water and make some splashing sounds to keep their attention.
Alright, roll me handle animal just to keep their attention. Or if you've got something else, I think handle animal is probably the best.
I'd like to call on John D to start screeching.
You can aid with a screech. Stay on Lilith's shoulder as much out of the water as possible, I'm sure.
15 on handle animal.
So as long as you don't do anything super distracting there, Iggy, that's probably enough to keep them looking at Lilith right at the water's edge, flopping around. So they've kind of forgotten about you for right now as long as you don't make any noise. So I might make you use some stealth from now on to sneak stuff off the other ones, yeah. And as long as you roll successful stealth, you can grab another item.
Alright, 22.
So you grab the boots. What would you like to grab next?
Necklace.
Necklace. You sneak up and grab a necklace. Yoink! Yeah, that was sneaky enough. You're still being distracting. We can let this keep going on. So as long as you don't fail a stealth check for these items, you're good. Sounds
Sorry,
like...
I failed.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Of course, as soon as I say that. Alright, so the serpent dogs turn and look at Iggy all of a sudden again.
I'll roll another handle animal. I'll use a hero point as well.
Nice.
Double down.
Yeah, I rolled a 17.
Okay, well then I guess I won't use the hero point, but I'll just do a regular handle animal.
Alright, and you can get a +1 from his assist.
Alright, that's going to be a 14 on handle animal.
You can still use that hero point if you want, or if you don't want to.
That's okay. It's not a failure. It's just like medium distracting. So about half of them are looking at you guys, and maybe 3 are still coming towards you, Iggy, now. Curious, what's that guy up to? So there's 3 like flopping towards you. You know, you can stealth to the next object, but the 3 of them are already like eyeballs on you. So it's gonna be almost impossible to stealth from those 3 at least.
I'm gonna keep going. I got a 17.
All right, what's the third item you want to grab?
Oh, dagger.
You guys want to roll again to help distract? Maybe you roll higher this time, and that'll get off Iggy's scent again.
Yep, 20 not natural.
Bang your drums a little louder.
I got a 14 handle animal again.
You do about the same splashing in the water. Junky's also screeching though, so so yeah, about the same. Still 3 of them coming for you, Iggy. And this time they're close enough to jump on you. So I get 3 attacks this time. I got a 9. 9's a failure. 19, that's still too low though, right? So closer but a miss. And then a 12. So 3 misses. They kind of lunge at you, but you're like, you're a spry little guy and you're snatching stuff off skeletons. So you don't get hit but they are like lumbering towards you now, like trying to play with you. Uncle Iggy. We'll try to grab the last one.
Alright. Like, alright,
Thanks,
you're gonna make amazing electric eels one day. And I'm gonna go for the one more stealth. That's a 14.
I mean, that's still probably the same number of eels paying attention. So, or snakes. Doesn't change anything about your situation, really. It's about as equally stealthy as it was before. About half of them are paying attention, but they already kind of were anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You can grab that shield. You've got all this heavy stuff now. The shield, especially, I guess. It's a pretty large tower shield. So you grab that. The shield is as big as you are, so when you hold it in front of you, it like covers your entire body. A 6 between you and the water, which you have some allies out there in the water. If you can get back out there, you can avoid. These snakes, like I said, are young and seem to avoid the water.
I'll try to jump in one of my allies' arms if I could. Acro.
You can try that. The hardest part right now is just because of that big shield, jumping with a big shield. But maybe with a high enough acro you can do it. This is about rolls.
Yeah, I'm very weak, so doubtful. So I'm gonna try to jump and hope for the best. I got an 18.
That's enough to jump past the snakes again. So now you're on the other side. You're not in the water yet, but you've gotten past the snakes to the edge of the water. So they're just behind you now. Water's in front of you. You've gotten past them. Now you can jump in the water without having to get past them. So now you can easically jump in the water with this stuff, basically.
Cool, yeah, I'm gonna hop to someone who's bigger than me and
You can hand them the heavier stuff that you can't carry, of course, the shield maybe, but you guys
I would like to have been preparing lunch of dried nuts.
All right, you'll get your nuts out. Rain continues to bang his drum, at least for a bit. You guys probably get back to the little piece of land you guys have there. You guys can regroup on your piece of land with your newly found treasures.
Tune in next time for more Constant Chronicle Bad Egg. This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.